Hi everybody, I'm Danny Dancer. I'm our social studies educator here for Children's Museum Houston, and I have an educator moment for you today brought to you by Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So I am actually coming to you from our Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Vet Clinic here in our Kidtropolis exhibit. And what we're going to be doing for our educator moment today is we're going to be creating some art using handprints to make animals. This is something that you can actually get super creative with, because you can take a basic handprint and you can make it into all sorts of different animals. Because if you think about it, like this could be like the four legs and this could be somebody's head, or maybe you've got this as a fin and this is more like a tail. So you just need to be creative and have some very, very simple materials to do this. In order to make your animal handprints, you will need some paper. You will want to have some paint. Now, the type of paint that works really good for this is the kind that we have in our art academy here in Kidtropolis, but it's tempera paint. Now, watercolor paint doesn't really work as well for this because you have to put a ton of watercolor paint on your hand in order to get that handprint. But you can actually make your own paint at home. We've done some educator moments on this before. You combine different materials like for example, flour and water with some food coloring. That's one way to do this. And if you just don't have paint at home, that's okay. You can also just trace your hand. So you can just grab a pencil, marker, crayon, whatever you can find, and trace your hand and turn that into some animals. And then the only other thing that we really want is to make sure we have some sort of like marker so that we can add some details. Otherwise, it's just a handprint. So for starters, I'm gonna get a little bit messy here. I have some brown paint that I have put on this plate. Now you can get a paintbrush and paint it onto your hand, which is not a bad idea, but you know what? I haven't gotten messy in a while, guys, and I think it's time I get a little messy. I'll make sure to clean up after myself, but for now, I'm gonna get a bunch of brown paint on my hand. Oh, it's like pudding, but I'm not going to eat it because it is definitely not pudding. I might need to get my other hand a little messy too. I gotta spread this paint around. Oh no, it's dripping. It's cool. I will clean it super well. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch of brown paint on my hand, and I am going to very carefully, because I don't want my paper to get all smooshy, I'm gonna very carefully press my hand down on the paper and make sure that I squish down all of my fingers and then lift it straight up. So here we go. I have to think about what I'm drawing here. Actually, I'll do it like this, then I'll turn my paper around. All right, so I've got my hand down. I can maybe use the fingers of my other hand to make sure that I've made contact everywhere I want to. And then I'm not just gonna pull my hand away and get a big old smear. I'm gonna instead lift it straight up. And I have a handprint. Cool. All right, I'm gonna give this a moment to dry and, wash my hands, clean up after myself, and I'll show you what my animal handprint will look like in a few moments. All right, guys, my animal handprint artwork is complete. Drum roll, please. And ta-da! It's a poodle. Oh, isn't he cute? A little poodly face. All right, so I did my artwork pretty quickly, and you are certainly welcome to take your time. You don't have to make a dog. Like I said, you can make any animal you want. Maybe think ahead about whether you want your thumb out and your fingers apart, or whether you want everything squished together, or whether it's gonna be like a bunny rabbit, I don't know, or Star Trek bunny rabbit, I don't know. But you can kind of decide how you want your hand to lay on the page before you lay it on the page. You can use more than one color of paint on your hand if you wanted to have, like, let's say my poodle was brown and white and black or gray or something like that. You can paint different little splotches on your hand before you press it down. And of course, you don't just have to use a black marker to add the details. You can make a whole scene. You can even paint in the background if you want. But it's just kind of a fun way to take a hand print to go, oh yeah, that's what my hand looks like, and turn it into something a little bit unique. So use your creativity, have fun, and we will see you guys later. Bye.